So Stephen Buonocore here on Gumbo Live from Stronghold Games, and he's got a game out there that I want to talk about, one that we have not seen in a long time. Tell us about Kanban. It's the new Drivers Edition.
That's right. So Kanban, Drivers Edition. So we released Kanban in 2012. Big, heavy Euro by Vital Lacerda, one of the great designers in the industry. We released it. We had 2 printings of it. Did very well, but it went out of print for a little while. We brought it back now in a new edition. It has only a couple of changes in the game. The biggest change we've made changes to the components. So the cars in the game, which were all a very generic car-like shape for the convertible and the SUV and the economy car, they all had the same looking shape in different colors. Now the cars in the game actually look like that. You see a convertible, you see a sports car, you see an SUV. They look really cool. So that's the cool thing. There's a 2-sided game board now, but the other side is simply for the beginners, because they can see, focus in on the things in the game that make sense. It's a very busy game board. And there's a tweak in the nice Sandra rules. You can download those on Board Game Geek. It's just a tweak to the rules. So the really only material change in the game from the original are those cars, and we'll have those the component upgrade cars on the website during the first quarter.
But Sandra's not going anywhere.
Sandra's not going anywhere. But Kanban, just to talk a little bit more about the game itself, Kanban is a heavy Euro game about running a automobile factory. The name Kanban, by the way, is a process management system created in the 90s by Toyota and Honda that made them the great car companies that they were during that time frame, and has now been adopted by American automotive manufacturers and automotive manufacturers around the world. It's called just-in-time process management. Parts come in, they get brought to the cars. It makes things more efficient when you can do it in a Kanban fashion, in a process project management kind of fashion. Vital Lacerda, genius designer, created a Euro game about took a Euro game theme and created the Euro game on it. And it's a very heavy game. If you like games that will melt your brain trying to make those right decisions, this is the game for you. All of his games are like that. He's done Venus and the Gallerist, Lisboa, very heavy games. He's a genius of heavy game design. Kanban is in that ilk. I personally think it's the best of all of his designs. We're also doing CO2 Second Chance. Oh, okay. That's a reprint of the CO2 game that we had about 4 years ago. That one's coming out in the first quarter. So check out Kanban, CO2 Second Chance as well by Stronghold Games.
So if they want the Stronghold edition of Kanban, which includes those new car meeples,
that's right,
this is their last chance to ever get it.
It is the last chance, because thank you. That's a good segue. It is a limited edition, not because we want to make it limited, but the rights will revert back after this printing. So we did a one and done printing. If you want this as it is, this edition, you have to order it now, either from your friendly local game store, your friendly online game store, or from Stronghold Games.